The U.S. is finally authorizing F-16 fighter jets to be given to Ukraine. But what are the specifics on the transfer, and is their delivery too much, too late? Hi folks, and welcome back to the Storm and Cellar. Yesterday, President Biden authorized the Netherlands and Denmark to provide F-16 fighting Falcons to the Ukrainians. But there's a lot of things you should know about the fighter transfer itself. First, they cannot be delivered until the Ukrainian fighter pilots are fully trained. This won't be any small feat either. The pilots have to deprogram themselves from the MiG-29 fighter jets that they're used to flying. They'll have to understand not only the F-16 nuances, such as the stick on the right side of the cockpit instead of between their legs, but also the fly-by-wire sensitivity of the stick and the possibility of inadvertently over-G'ing the aircraft. Also, the new weapons they'll be employed, which is much different from what they're used to. Fortunately, 11 European countries have already stepped up to the plate and offered to train the pilots themselves. How about logistics? We haven't heard where the Ukrainians will get all the spare parts to keep the aircraft flying. Now, I'm sure the Danes and Dutch will give them what they have, but what about after that? Will the U.S. Air Force supply it? Second, it's not only the fighter pilots who will have a steep learning curve, the maintainers as well. These fourth-generation F-16 aircraft are still very sophisticated. I have to assume the 11 nations will also train the maintainers. Third, the aircraft are not coming from the U.S. The U.S. is giving permission for the transfer of Danish and Dutch to sell their F-16s to Ukraine. The Netherlands is expected to replace their F-16s with a total buy of 52 F-35s when the total delivery is complete, and Denmark will have a total of 35 F-35s upon final delivery. Therefore, both countries are merely swapping out their F-16s for F-35s. So don't think this is total benevolence on the part of the Danes and the Dutch. Fourth, the Ukrainian spring offensive is not going as well as first predicted. The Russians' sheer superiority of numbers of aircraft and weapons is making the war definitely a stalemate at best between the two countries. The Russians have vastly opened up their war-making capability and making it hard for the Ukrainians on the battlefield. Now, the delivery time frame is based on Ukrainian training completion, and as Denmark and the Netherlands are backfilling them with F-35s and willing to release the F-16s to the Ukrainians. So, unfortunately, the earliest the F-16s could arrive to be of any help at all, and this is just my guess, if all the stars are in alignment, Ukraine might get the F-16s late spring, early summer 2024. Look, the Dutch and Danes are giving older Block 20 F-16s to Ukraine, which is another reason the transfer was approved. At least that's what I believe. The advanced Block 40 and 50 that the U.S. Air Force flies provides much more capability with sophisticated hardware and software and much more combat capability. However, the Block 20 is still a great aircraft, providing an improved radar, which allows a better BVR, beyond visual range, to fire the radar-guided AIM-7 and AIM-120 missiles while giving a great kill capability. It also provides a better capability for the AGM-84, air-to-ground Harpoon missile, and has lantern navigation and targeting pods. It's still a very capable aircraft to be used for both air-to-air or air-to-ground missions. Fifth, the timing on approval for the F-16s to Ukraine was definitely a political move from the U.S. administration. Initially and supposedly, President Biden had a fear of war escalating by providing the jets to the Ukrainians. Also, in my opinion, the chances of the F-16s helping the Ukrainians are very low. Sophisticated surface-to-air missiles could possibly wreak havoc on the F-16s, especially with new pilots with just a few hours in the jets. Further, U.S. officials have privately said the F-16 jets would have been of little help to Ukraine in its current counteroffensive and will not be a game changer when they eventually arrive, given Russian air defense systems, such as the S-400. In my opinion, the Russians definitely have air superiority over contested skies with numerous MiG-29s, Su-31s, and Su-35s. So you got to ask, what changed President Biden's mind? Is escalation not that critical now? My prediction is that the war will be over before they even get the first aircraft. So then what? To the victor go the spoils, folks. Meaning the Russians will have in their possession fully operational F-16 fighter aircraft and, more importantly, I'll bet, all U.S. technology. Okay, what do y'all think? Give me what you think in the comments below. Also, if you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends and enemies. So until next time, make sure all your takeoff and landings equal.